Okay, so today we are really diving into some interesting stuff.
Yeah.
We're looking at prosperity, but not like the usual way you hear about it,
Right.
like money and cars and all that. I know.
No.
We're going way deeper.
Much deeper.
This is about Kabbalah and magic.
Exactly.
So it's kind of a hidden doorway kind of thing.
You could say that, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do, yeah.
All right, so all of this comes from you, the listeners.
That's right.
You sent in excerpts from pdfcoffee.com/Kabbalah-magic-2-pdf-free.pdf.
It's the one.
Long title, but
Yep.
very interesting stuff.
It is.
So we're going to focus on chapter 1 today,
Sounds good.
laying the foundation.
Foundation.
And what really struck me right away
This way.
was how it completely redefines prosperity.
It does.
It's not about those external things.
Yep.
It's all about something deeper, something inside you.
Yeah, it's like a source of abundance, but it's not like a bank account.
Right, not a bank account.
No.
So the book starts out by setting the scene. It's like a crossroad
Crossroads, okay.
where like everyday life meets magic.
Interesting.
And it's dedicated to the student of life, which I think everyone listening can relate to.
For sure, yeah.
Love all students of life. Right?
Absolutely.
And then it gets into this idea of a new kind of hunger.
A new kind of hunger.
Yeah, and I'm going to quote this directly from the book.
Okay, let's hear it.
It says, "There is nothing of this world that can satisfy the new kind of hunger that rises in someone who, like a seed in the earth, is ready to grow beyond his material conditioning."
Wow.
Pretty powerful stuff, right?
It is, yeah.
Like this image
Yeah.
of this potential striving for something more.
Definitely.
So I guess what they're getting at is
I think so.
that feeling of like emptiness or dissatisfaction.
Even when you have all the things,
Yeah,
right?
even when you have it all.
The house, the car, the job.
You know,
But still, something's missing.
it's like your soul is nudging you.
Nudging you, yeah.
Saying, hey, there's more.
There's something else out there.
Yeah, and it's not about
It's not about the stuff.
it's nexting you by.
No, the next achievement.
It's deeper.
It's about, what do they call it?
You called it awakening.
It's awakening.
Yeah,
Right?
like waking up from a dream.
So like all those things we chase
Mm-hmm.
for security, for comfort.
The comfort of the norm, they call it.
Yeah, the comfort of the
This
norm
may actually be a trap.
can be a trap, a prison even.
Yeah, a prison, house of agony.
They really use strong words.
They did.
And then they talk about
What's that?
being a castaway on the beach,
Oh, wow.
searching for some lost knowledge.
Have you ever felt that?
Oh, yeah.
Like something's missing?
Yeah, like there's this wisdom.
Like a forgotten memory.
Yeah, and it's just out of reach.
Right there, but you can't quite grasp it.
So frustrating.
It is, yeah.
And the book contrasts this
Oh,
with,
what? With those who are still chasing
oh, I see.
money and glamour.
Still stuck in that loop,
Yeah, and they're missing out.
missing out on the real stuff.
So they encourage us to
To what?
explore the gaping silence.
Gaping silence.
Yeah, it's like,
It sounds kind of scary,
it does sound scary, but
maybe it's not.
they say it's in the present moment.
So it's like being here now.
Being present, yeah,
And that's where the answers lie.
that's what they say.
Interesting.
So after all this talk about
About what?
longing and pitfalls,
Mm-hmm.
they shift focus
Yeah.
to the nature of reality itself.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting.
That they want you to think about
Right.
the presence that you feel through your senses.
So like what I'm feeling right now.
Yeah, like the pressure in your fingertips.
Okay.
The ground under your feet.
I can feel that.
The hum of background noise.
Oh, yeah. I usually tune that out.
Things we usually filter out.
We do, yeah.
But they
You know
say
how they say.
a magician sees this differently.
Okay, how's that?
It's not just random sensory input.
Okay.
It's the essence of a divine entity.
God, you mean?
Yeah, God, the source, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And the natural world. It's not just separate objects.
It's all connected.
Yeah, it's like the skin of a divine self.
Wow, that's a powerful image.
And it's constantly communicating with us.
But not with words, right?
Not with words, no.
More like a feeling.
Yeah, through feelings, through sensations.
Interesting.
So even the mundane is full of this occult power.
Occult power.
Yeah, that's what they call it.
So like magic.
Yeah, like subtle messages from the divine.
Okay, so how do we access this power?
Well, that's the big question, right?
It is.
And the book says
What's that?
that magicians have known the secret for ages.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's all about this
Sure.
divine being within us,
Within us. Okay.
sharing its power with us.
Like we already have it.
It's already there.
Wow.
And they connect this
The what?
to the Grail.
The Grail. Okay.
You know, the Holy Grail
Yeah, yeah.
from those old stories.
The knights and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, what does that have to do with this?
Well, they talk about the lapis exilis.
Lapis exilis? What's that?
It's the stone of wisdom
Oh, I see.
that fell from heaven.
Fell from heaven.
And it represents
this power.
that power, yeah.
Okay, I'm following.
Now, what's really interesting is how they talk about the Christ force.
Okay, what about it?
Yes.
They say,
What do they say?
and I'm quoting directly again,
Right.
the Christ source exists within the individual, not in some black book, marble building, or Sunday school lecture.
That's pretty bold.
Yeah, it's a big shift away from external authority.
Like the church or something.
Exactly. You don't need to go somewhere
Or read some ancient text.
to find it.
It's already inside you.
Exactly.
Okay, so we have this power inside us.
Yeah. But how do we use it?
That's where it gets tricky.
How so?
So they say there are lost instructions
Lost instruction.
that activate this force.
Like a manual.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
But there's a catch.
There's always a catch.
We have to transform our body.
Transform our body.
Yeah.
Like physically.
Yeah, like into a worthy vessel.
Yeah.
Like we have to sift through
They're what?
all of the junk.
Or jank.
Yeah, the dross and miasma of earthly life.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
To find this lost stone.
So it's like an inner purification.
That's it, yeah.
And they connect this to the Philosopher's Stone.
They do, yeah.
Like from alchemy.
Exactly.
Okay, this is getting deep.
And so the person who does this,
Who does what?
who transforms themselves,
Yeah.
becomes what they call
Right. Say.
a magician, an adept, or a wizard.
A wizard. Wow.
They become an agent of the silent voice.
Silent voice.
Yeah, like the voice of the divine.
Oh, okay.
And get this,
What
they
the-
become a dangerous catalyst.
Dangerous.
Or other.
Like they could help others awaken.
Exactly.
Wow. So this prosperity thing,
Mm-hmm.
it's not just about yourself.
It's about everyone.
It's about helping others too.
That's right.
Okay, that makes sense.
So the book then talks about
About what?
this human tendency to seek comfort
Don't do that.
and avoid discomfort.
It's natural.
And they call this survivalism.
Survivalism. Okay.
We're just trying to survive.
Makes sense.
And they mention these secret traditions.
Secret traditions.
Yeah, to help us rise above this.
Okay, what kind of traditions?
Specifically, Kabbalah and Hermetic disciplines.
Oh, so like Western esoteric stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they even address
Who do they address?
you, the listener.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they know you might have hesitations
About what?
about the occult.
Yeah. I mean, it has a bad reputation.
Exactly, and they warn against
And what?
charlatans.
Oh, yeah, those guys.
And those who sell ready-made lives.
Like a quick fix.
A quick fix, yeah.
There's no such thing.
And they point out that there
Ah.
are many hiding places.
Hiding places.
Yeah, for people who are afraid
Afraid of what?
to face deeper consciousness.
Those like running away from the truth?
Basically, yeah.
And where are these hiding places?
They list all sorts of things.
Like what?
Comic book stores, nightclubs,
Really?
sports arenas, Renaissance fairs,
Mhm.
even churches, neo-pagan groups, magical lodges.
So, like, places that seem spiritual.
Yeah, but they can be distractions
Distractions from what?
from the real work.
The inner work.
Exactly.
So it's like a paradox, right?
That paradox, yeah.
You think you're being spiritual.
But you're actually just escaping.
Yeah, just avoiding the hard stuff.
And the book hopes to
Right.
guide readers
Guide them where?
over the threshold to the inner life of the magician.
Wow, that sounds intense.
It does, but it's about commitment
Commitment to what?
to real transformation.
You're just dabbling.
No, not just dabbling.
Okay, I'm starting to see the difference.
So now you might be thinking
Thinking what?
that this inner work
Yeah,
is all about being alone.
like a hermit.
Yeah, but the book actually says,
What's
live in the world, be gregarious, and partake in your opportunities and your relationships. Be adventurous.
Wow, that's surprising.
It is, right?
Like you have to engage with the world.
Yeah, it's not about being a recluse.
So why is that?
Because those interactions, they help us grow.
They fuel our development.
Exactly.
Okay, so how do we balance that?
They say we need to live a little
Live a little, okay.
and spend time out in the open,
But also,
also save a portion of each day
for what?
for private practice.
Like meditation or something.
Yeah, like magical practice.
Okay, to connect with that inner power.
Exactly, and to move beyond conformist behaviors.
So it's like finding a middle ground
A balance.
between the inner and outer world.
That's it.
Okay, makes sense.
And this leads to
Leads to what?
the idea of the higher self.
Higher self. Okay.
It's a level of being
Okay.
that transcends the ego and the animal soul.
So beyond our basic instincts.
Yeah, something much higher.
Yeah.
And they compare it to
What do I?
the firmament?
Firmament.
Yeah, like the sky separating the waters in Genesis.
Oh, like a division between realms?
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm with you. And the higher self doesn't communicate.
How does it communicate?
Not through words.
No.
No, it's too high for that.
Okay, so how...
Through images.
Images.
Yeah, reflected in our nervous system.
Like visions.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, that's pretty out there.
They use this analogy of Narcissus.
Narcissus, the guy who loved himself.
Yeah, he was so obsessed with his reflection that he couldn't see the sky.
Oh, I see. This guy represents the higher self.
Exactly.
So we're too focused on ourselves.
Yeah, on our ego, on our senses.
And we miss the bigger picture.
That's it.
That's deep.
And then they talk about demons. Yeah, but not like you might think.
Not like little red guys with horns.
No, no.
Okay, so what are they like?
They don't physically inhabit people,
No.
but they can influence us.
How is that?
We become conveyors of unbalanced influences.
From these demonic realms.
Yeah, so it's like we channel negative energy.
Okay, I could see that.
And it's all because
Because of what?
our senses shape the nefesh.
Nefesh.
It's the animal soul.
Oh, okay.
So our worldview is based on
Oh, no.
past experiences, conditioned responses.
So we're trapped by our past.
In a way.
And that leads to fear.
Yeah, a fear-driven worldview.
But it doesn't have to be like that, right?
They say no, clarity is possible.
Oh, clarity, okay.
It's a state where
what?
rituals and tools become unnecessary.
Really?
Yeah, magic is no longer something you do.
It's something you are.
Exactly.
Wow, like a natural state of being.
But until we reach that state,
Mm-hmm.
rituals are important.
Why is that?
They help us create a cleared space.
Cleared space?
On the distorted surface of the nefesh.
So like cleaning up the mess.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense.
And they say that consistent practice
Practice of what?
of magical ritual leads to clarity and a hidden radiance.
Hidden radiance.
Yeah, like you glow from within.
Interesting.
Then the chapter gets really critical
Critical of what?
of mainstream religions.
Oh, like Christianity, Judaism?
Yeah, all of them.
Okay, what do they say?
They say they've become horses long dead.
Horses long dead.
Yeah, in terms of their power for transformation.
Wow, that's harsh.
It is, but they
Something of
argue
argument.
that in their origin,
Yeah.
these religions were radical.
Radical how?
They challenged the status quo.
And they were persecuted.
Exactly.
But then what happened?
They became mainstream.
Okay.
And they were emasculated.
Emasculated.
Stripped of their power.
Like how?
They removed the vanguard element.
Vanguard
The
elements.
dangerous stuff.
Like magic.
Exactly.
So they watered them down.
Yeah, to make them acceptable
Acceptable to who?
to the masses.
Oh, I see.
They give some examples.
Like what?
Christianity losing its death and resurrection rituals.
Oh, wow.
Judaism being separated from Kabbalah.
Interesting.
And Tibetan Buddhism watering down the chod rite.
The chod rite. What's that?
It's a powerful but intense practice.
Okay.
And they say
What do they say?
that trying to awaken with these watered-down religions is like trying to drive a car without an engine.
You're not going anywhere.
Exactly.
So the practices for liberation,
Mm-hmm.
they've been replaced with something else.
Yeah, with indoctrination.
And maintaining the group mind.
That's right.
But they do say
What's that?
that the mythologies still hold power.
They do, yeah.
It's just harder to access.
And they mention
What's that?
small, secret groups
Secret groups.
that still have the original teachings.
Mysterious.
Finally, they talk about magic itself.
Okay, what about it?
It's not just tricks.
Yeah.
It's a disreputable art.
Disreputable.
Yeah, connected to danger
Danger, okay.
and unseen realities.
Unseen realities, like other dimensions?
Yeah, something like that.
So this is getting spooky.
And they say the real adventure,
Mhm.
the risks, the rewards are
Uh-huh.
in the disreputable parts.
The parts that society rejects.
Exactly.
So they're challenging us
Challenging us to what?
to take a leap
A leap into the unknown.
into magic, you mean?
Yeah, even though it's questionable.
To go against the grain.
That's it.
And they say that's how we create real change
Real change.
in our lives.
And they acknowledge
What's that?
that it's scary.
To let go of our old beliefs.
To jump into a new existence.
Yeah, that's a big leap.
So, bringing it all back
Back to what?
to prosperity,
Mm-hmm.
how does this book redefine it?
Well, it's definitely not about money or possessions.
No, it's something else entirely.
It's about spiritual alignment.
Spiritual alignment, okay?
Recognizing that new kind of hunger.
The hunger for something more.
Yeah, and going beyond our material conditioning.
Breaking free from the trap.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And connecting with the divine within,
That's where the real abundance lies.
the real prosperity.
And it sounds like the exercises would be more about introspection.
Introspection, okay.
Questioning our assumptions.
Challenging our beliefs.
Taking those leaps
Leaps of faith.
into deeper consciousness.
So not your typical self-help stuff.
No, this is something else.
More like soul searching.
Exactly.
So this chapter lays the groundwork.
For a journey of self-discovery.
Yeah, and it's not going to be easy.
It's going to be challenging.
Facing our fears.
But also exciting.
Discovering who we really are.
And they hint at specific exercises.
What kind of exercises?
Things like becoming more aware
Aware of what?
of that subtle presence.
The divine within.
Yeah, and challenging our limiting beliefs.
The things that hold us back.
And exploring those gaping silences. The gaps in our understanding.
To find our true purpose.
And fulfillment.
So it's not about what we have.
It's about who we are.
That's the real prosperity.
It's a completely different way of thinking.
It is, yeah.
But it makes you think, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
What are we really hungry for?
What are we chasing?
What leaps do we need to take?
To find true fulfillment.
To find our true selves.
That's the real journey.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been enlightening.
Until next time.
Yeah.